everyone, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, we talk about all things homesteading, homemaking, and just the journey to a slower, more simple life. It is April, which is a crazy month and a wonderful month here in Maine. First, on the 8th, I'm sure you know, but there was the solar eclipse, and it actually passed right through Maine, and I only had to travel about an hour to be able to see it in totality, and so that was one of the coolest experiences ever. I'm definitely going to show a few clips. I didn't get amazing photography or anything with my phone, but it was just really cool. And I found out that the next one coming through Maine isn't going to be until like 2079, and I'm going to be like, what, 80 something years old? So just really cool life experience right there. Secondly, this is kind of funny. So this is April, and last week was the biggest snowstorm of the whole season, and we can't say winter season because it is spring, but it was the biggest snowstorm of like the whole season. I even made a snowman because it was just perfect snowman snow, but so much snow came through, so much wind has been passing through. And then today it is absolutely gorgeous out. I have a jacket on now just because I'm in the shade, but I've been out working in the front yard in the garden with my t-shirt on just for the whole morning. So it's just been absolutely gorgeous, and I do want to just show, there's not much to show since I am in Maine. I won't be able to put things in the ground that are frost tender until the beginning-ish of May, but I'm gonna be able to start putting some things in soon, like my lettuces and any brassicas. Still a little weary, a little cold, and it was actually supposed to rain hard today. It rained super hard yesterday and the wind was blowing, but it was supposed to rain today and like all of this weekend and next week, but it didn't. It's absolutely gorgeous, barely a cloud in the sky, and so that's just so lucky. I'm able to get so much done. But while I have you here, I do want to just show you the few things that I have been seeing, and just makes me so happy. So let's get up and get going, huh? First off, there's my shadow. But if we come down here, these are chives, and they are coming up so nicely. This is what I currently have for an herb bed. It's been here for years now, but I'm gonna let it go completely to the oregano and the chives. Those are the two perennials I have in here, and if we look real close in here, you can see oregano is starting to come up as well. I'll be trimming back these old sticks that are dead. Like there's one that just pulled right out, but some of this is still alive in there. And you can see, if you look, it is starting to come up. I don't want to disturb it too much. And then of course, as I was saying, the chives over here are looking really great already. Chives are so good. They're perennial and they're so easy. They taste like the perfect combo of garlic and onion. Just so easy to chop up. Everybody should be growing chives, even if all you have is an apartment balcony. They're very easy and add so much flavor to things. But yeah, if you did not know, oregano and mint, because they're in the same family, they just take things over. And so it's kind of taken over half of this bed already. And I think I want to kind of disperse the rest of the herbs, kind of mix them in along with the veggies and stuff. So I'm just going to let this bed go to the oregano and chives. I might get another chive plant to be in here with this one, but that is my game plan. And that's absolutely fine with me that oregano kind of takes over, because I love oregano and use it very, very often. So that'll be great to have. And speaking of onions and garlic with the chives earlier, here we are in my garlic and onion bed. Now, you may or may not remember, back in the fall, I planted these before the frost and snow came, and I wasn't exactly quite sure how it would do, but they're coming up. They're doing really well. So I'm excited to see those grow. I'll probably plant some more stuff in here kind of in the middle, because I put it out on the outside of the beds. So there's some room for other stuff, I think, but these won't be ready until in the summer. But since it's my first time growing garlic and onions, I am excited to see how that will turn out. And this is not in my veggie garden, so it's a little different, but in the flower beds, we have lilies starting to come up. As much as I love my veggies and food. I really do love flowers as well and love growing them. As we're making our way to the crocuses, first I wanted to show you this. These are flowers. I believe these are jonquil, and they get very pretty once they come to bloom. But right now they just look like long, tall, green. And here they are. There's a bunch of them. They kind of look a little tethered down, most of them, because of the storm and the wind. We had wicked wind the other day. But look how beautiful. Just that purple coming up. Last thing I want to show you outside, and then I'll show you how things are doing under the grow lights. But this is the lilac tree I planted for my late grandmother. And you can see, look at that. That's so exciting. All the growth. And just how tall it is too. I am 5'8", and it is about my height. So that has grown a lot in just a few years. She's been gone almost 3 years now. We planted it, I think the summer before she passed in October, and that was a tiny little thing when we planted it. So it's always amazing just seeing things grow. But let us now hop in the house and I will show you what's under the grow lights. So all kinds of things are planted. Everything looks really good, but the one thing I want to show you how crazy they took off, and that's probably because I shouldn't have planted them as early as I did, but it's okay. Let's look at the squash. Woohoo! And what I want to make sure I do is when I see the flowers coming on them, I just go ahead and pinch it right off. That's because right now the stage they are in growing, and what I'm doing, I don't want them to put any focus towards their fruit just yet. I want them to focus on their roots and their leaves and the plant itself, so that it can be nice and strong for going outdoors. So if you're growing things under grow lights and they start setting their flowers, I would go right ahead and pinch them right off. I know it feels sad. I get it. I still can't get rid of like any seedlings, basically. I just want to keep them all, even if I have no space. But in this case, I can 100% tell you that it's not hurting the plant. It's just making it better to do that. So make sure you do that. So this is an area that we had as a flower bed, and that's still going to be mostly what it is. But I've decided to see, there was like where it stops. I'm going to take this whole section up to the fence and get all of that grass out of there and have it all be usable garden space. The plan is to keep it mostly flowers, but I'm going to be adding things that can be used medicinally and for teas and stuff as well. So for example, I got a lot of chamomile growing. Little salamander in the garden. Sweet boy. So it is a little bit later. This is my baby boy Oakley, by the way. He is mostly Great Pyrenees and Anatolian Shepherd mix, but he's a mutt, so he's also husky and pit bull and a bunch of stuff. We did one of those tests on him. He's even like 0.1% coyote or something. But it is a little bit later, and I got the whole side part of the garden that I said I was gonna, don't eat the onions. The whole side part of the garden that I thought I would get done, I got that done. And I will show you, I was able to get a bunch of boards and some concrete blocks and get beds set up all across the front of the yard. So I'm going to go ahead and show you that now too. So here is it. A little work needs to be done still, but I brought it all the way to the edge of the sidewalk, and there's definitely stuff in here that is going to be coming up. There's lilies in here, some other things. But now I have all this room to plant stuff as well. And then there it goes. Of course, you can see how wobbly it is, and that is because the ground is not even. But I'm not really that concerned. My goal is not necessarily super longevity, but just to get a lot of use of the space that I have at this current moment. And also to have stuff that is easily movable, since this is not the place I want to permanently be. I am so excited for spring, the rest of spring. It is my favorite season, and for summer to come. It is going to be an amazing year. And that's going to do it for today's video. If you like it and would like to see more in the future, please consider subscribing so that you can join our community of like-minded folk. And I do hope to see you in the next one. Bye-bye!